Alrighty, folks. It is the final day of Titans League Season 4, and it's going to be a long one, I hope. We have a best-of-5 third-place match here between two players who got swept in their semifinals, but what a run it's been from them. Just because Leary and Hera are seemingly unbeatable shouldn't take away from what they've accomplished. Now, I'm really excited. I think this will be a very interesting series. They've only played against each other twice in tournaments before, but that was actually 4 years ago. So it's been a very long time. Obviously, their careers have progressed. I think 4 years ago, Nicov was certainly seen as the big favorite, and he did win those sets. But Dark has really improved since then. 4 years ago, Dark was 16. So he's certainly got more games under his belt and more experience now. So we got Burgundians for Dark. Now, he won a tournament called CIS. He's been doing this all season, and I'm going to actually tell him, please change your freaking name to Dark so I don't have to do it. Anyways, not a big deal. So Dark goes for a civilization I have not seen yet in all of TTL on this map. So we get to the final day. He goes Burgundians, which isn't very good on water, but is really good with the other aspects of the game. And I remember previously he picked Lithuanians on this map, which isn't a good water civ. But Lithuanians are amazing at collecting the relics, booming. Burgundians are as well. So in Nikov's case, he goes for Dravidians. This is one of the best water civs. So I think we'll see two very different plays. Now, I think when Dark played Lithuanians, he did still go for galleys. But it was more so the transitions later on. We'll see if he chooses to give up the water. There's a lot of reasons to fast castle here if you're Dark. You can get double bid axe, which he didn't actually get yet. Maybe he wants to build the dock first. But get double bit and go fast castle, light cav around the map, get the relics, control the golds. And even if you weren't to have a lot of fishing control, I feel like you could still be pretty competitive. Obviously, in the late game, water control can play a really big role. So Nicov actually played this civilization in his semifinal, and he messaged me yesterday. I don't think Nicov will be upset with me saying this. So Nicov and I just talked about the semifinal against Hera, right? And then like 2 hours later, Nicov messages me, and he goes, oh my god, I forgot about the... And so the unit's called the Therisidai, but I don't think he knew exactly what to call it, so he said the Theresa shits. Theresa shits or whatever is what he said. He's like, I forgot about them. If I would have made them, I could have won the game. So maybe Nicov will actually make them in this game if this goes to late game, because it's a really tanky ship that can be very good against galleons, especially in like low numbers. It's a really strong ship. So I think the civ he was up against didn't get fast fires, right? Yeah, I don't think Armenians get fast fires. Actually, what's the Burgundian tech tree look like? Burgundian dock. Okay, they get galleon. They get fast fire. They get elite cannon galleon. Okay. I mean, they don't get shipwright, which the elite civilizations typically get. But this is solid. I mean, everything you would want is still here. You still get bracer for the galleons. You still get fast fire. That's fine. Very rarely is heavy demo really needed on this map. So I still don't think you should necessarily play too heavily into the water, because it just doesn't suit your civ strengths, but it could be good. Yo, supplies. What in the world? I was about to go thank subs, and now my whole screen is just filled with 50 names. Thank you, supplies, very much, my friend. I hold you near and dear to my heart because you were always super active during my Facebook stint. And I still will point out that it's really weird that you're obsessed with the Goths when your name is supplies, because they don't get supplies. That's still an issue for me, but thank you so much. Thank you so much. The Dark getting double bid axe. Much later than you would typically see. He could have actually rushed it, but I think he felt as though it would delay his feudal age time or maybe his fishing ships. And Dark will add one more villain, click up. Some walls coming up. And Nicov is going for the double dock build. So again, Dravidians extra carry capacity on their fishing ships. Dravidians get population space from their docks. And they just have such a smooth build in the Dark Age. And when you have that extra carrying capacity, you're going to want to be on water So kind of expected here from Nicov. This civilization I'm really uncertain on is Dark's. And Dark did not click up to feudal, actually. So this is a fast castle from Dark. Lots on wood. Only 3 fishing ships. And look what he's doing. He's actually saving the fish here. Oh, dude, you have no idea how happy this makes me, man. Because some people haven't been doing it. We actually haven't seen a lot of fast castles in general, so yeah, take the far fish, and now when the galleys start to come out, you can shift your fishing ships to the fish that's underneath that sea tower. That's exactly how you need to play it on a fast castle. Dark is walled up here. Dark is probably just going to sit in his walls, but one of the best eco civs with quite a few villagers behind here, and Nicov can't really do anything about it. Now look at Nikov's adaptation. So he knows with his opponent's civ that is likely he's not going to contest for water, and he sees the barracks. He knows the opponent's still in Dark Age, so he's not going to overmake galleys. This is the perfect way to play it against what Dark is doing. You hope to snipe the fish, but even if you don't snipe those fishing ships, you just have a whole lot more fish yourself. Now, the downside eventually becomes the opponent can come back on water, but Nicov now has to micro against the sea tower, and Dark, you can't really do too much about this. If you want to still fish, you could move your fish back and make life difficult for Nicov. Hope the sea tower hits some shots, and then maybe Nicov will make a bit more navy here. Yeah, this is good from Dark. He's already done some damage with the tower. Obviously, if we remove the sea tower from this map, it is just galley war each and every game. So, sea tower feels like a pretty perfect fit. Nicov will be in a rush to get to Castle Age at a decent time as well. Yeah, but he still needs to catch up with the resources collected. This is just Burgundians here, right? And Dark will eject or leave with his scout. Now that it's safe, we'll drop a stable and hide it, actually. And he also hides the market. So if Nicov looks, Nicov won't know what buildings he's going for. But hiding your stable with Burgundians is like... It's like hiding your archer range with the Mayans. It's like, you know it's going to be there. It's not really something you're going to surprise the opponent with, most likely. And now I wonder what Dark's plan is, because what I would be considering in Dark's position, because Nicov is undermade navy, is I would mass fires now. So you get to like 3 fires and the work alley upgrade, and then you can come out and kill all the fish. And then you can also drop TCs. Then you can also have scouts for map control. Like, this could be really good. I was expecting exactly what Dark is doing to be the play most of the season. I felt as like the fast castle adapted play is what the majority of players would do. Nicov distracting the sea tower there with one of his galleys. But a pretty boomy game. Guys, which civilization do you prefer in late game here? Let's say they both have a gold. I think I know what people are going to be inclined to say. Nicov just has enough of this and just goes in to snipe the fish. He also sees the flag. Yeah, I think people are going to be inclined to say Burgundians, but if you're really late game, the fact that your paladins don't have bloodlines could maybe be an issue. The Dravidians have elite elephant archer, they have siege onager, they have crazy halbs, faster firing skirms. I think Dravidians are harder to play. I think they might actually be a better civ. Well, look at this from Dark. Villager to the left. And 2 villagers to the right. And also the dock is still up. So a lot of things Nicov has to focus on right now. Nicov has his own scouts looking around. And Dark does not know that Nicov has added scouts. And Nicov sees a vill. That is a great find from Nicov. This is crazy scout timing as well. He's not even in Castle Age yet. There is a spearman there from Dark. So Nicov should at least know that there's going to be some pressure over here now. And what the... Dark goes double monastery? Wow, that's crazy. I mean, clearly he wants the relics, right? And when you get the relics, you get the gold income and you get the food income with Burgundians. But that's wild that he's doing 2 at once. He builds it right on the relic. In fact, the front door is going to be, ruined. Okay, I thought the door, well, this one's wrong. What about this one? Yeah, okay. So it depends on the... He didn't know what side the door was going to be on because it depends on the civilization's monastery, right? So he should have placed the monastery to the right. That way the monks don't have to walk very far. Obviously, that's not how the game works. So you can somehow just toss it right through that window without the window breaking. So I don't think Nicov is really going to be expecting anything on this left side. You look at Nikov's approach. Nicov scouted this. He didn't spot anything. And Dark is going to snag this relic too. Maybe Dark will go for a siege push. I'm not too sure. Now Dark is getting War Galley. And Nicov, I think, is just not expecting the water play now. Or at least he's not able to focus on it. He's got the scouts. He's got the TCs to manage. And he's already had the fish for so long. So pretty soon, I think those fishing ships are going to get sniped here. And Nikov's scouts didn't kill anything yet. He's patrolling this relic, but Dark already has 2. And Dark's about to get 3. Sick. T90, they're able to toss the relic through the window because it's a holy building. Okay, I see what you did there. I think that was actually a delete there. I looked over to see if chat was laughing at that comment. I'll admit it. Monk goes down, and nice job from Nicov. Nicov snipes the monk and actually gets in close to these light cav as well. And he should be able to prevent Dark from getting relic number 3. Dark took a long time to move out with these fires. But in some ways, the longer it takes you to move out, the more unexpected it's going to be. And so Nicov could lose all 9 of his fishing ships, but he's got a really healthy setup, in my opinion. He already benefited from the fishing ships. He's already on 3 TCs. He doesn't know... Well, he does know about this TC even, but this TC is so delayed. I guess that's just the risk if you send villagers to both sides. You can't really send as many as you would want. Dark's fires patrolling around. We'll find 3 more fishing ship kills. Might not find these, but they're not really working. But I really like the amount of map control Nicov has at the moment. And I think Nikov's plan will be to maybe castle drop this right-hand side. But he's got choices. He might need to castle the left-hand side as well. Dark double-checking that relic. Maybe knew Nicov was there from earlier. Doesn't seem like Dark is reacting to this. Doesn't seem like Nicov will react to this either, though. Oh, Nicov sees it. Light cav are waiting. And more light cav are on the way from Nicov. Nicov has 8 light cav as the Dravidians. And nice patience from him. He goes in with the full HP light cav first. Snipes it all. He does have 1 relic. But resources pretty close. Dark with the TC on both gold sides. You do not see this normally. And Dark, cancel that militia, please. This is for you, supplies. He's not getting supplies, but this is still for you. He's made a militia. All right, chat. Final day. And we've got Frank joining us again in an unexpected situation. I love how chat immediately went for Frank. Like, I can't rename these guys anymore. He probably tried to make spears. Actually, really hurt that he lost those spearmen there to the galleys. Nikov's still working with a couple fishing ships. Nikov's still making fires as well. So Nikov's not going to give up water. And Nicov also getting the relic from the middle now. So important that he understands that detail. And no, Frank, no! Let him be. Let him be. Nicov even microed against Frank. That's how scared he was. I don't know, man. Dark needs some spearmen right now. Dark does just not seem to be able to control both sides. Yeah, sure, if you can do that, it is better for you, but it is also extremely complicated. Nicov is basically building up from home, so it's much easier to choose which side to send units to. Pikeman is in, though, for Dark. And so he might be able to get pikes to both sides. Nicov has a siege workshop on the left. He's on stone. So I'm still thinking he will build a castle on one of these areas. But which one, I'm not too certain. Dark will drop an outpost here and see that. That's important. And Dark will build an outpost here. So yeah, Dark knows, even with Town Watch in the queue, he knows that Nikov's going to be coming soon. What a game. Dark actually added some fish. That's interesting. He doesn't have as crazy a farming eco as you would really want. Look at Nicov. Again, it's just easier to play when you set up your eco this way. Nikov's got tons of farms. And Nikov's going to go for a big push here, man. This needs a castle right now. Now, funnily enough, that is an armored elephant in there. There's not a mangonel. So Dark building the castle now is going to seem riskier than it is. He would still then need to protect the castle. They're fighting on water in the middle. But Nikov's elephant will take down the outpost. Dark may end up losing this side if he doesn't get a castle up, and he will drop a castle. Nicov looking over to the right side to see what he could possibly do. This is where the majority of the pikemen are. I think in Dark's mind, this is the more worrisome area because he had more vills here. And now here comes Nicov. Can Nicov stop this castle? Dark needs a house, or this is horrible. Oh, it's horrible. I don't think this castle goes up. Dark is winning water. He reacts here a little too late. 85% on the castle. Are we going to have a doubt sighting on the final day of TTL? 95%. And the castle is denied. And there's no way to get villagers here. Absolute disaster for Dark. And Nicov says, give me that gold. Give me that gold. Drops the castle. Kills his own light cap. But we won't talk about that, Nicov. Yep, we won't talk about that either. We won't talk about that. Because this game has been basically perfect from you otherwise. He should be able to get gold. He was just running out at home. And now he's building up military buildings on the right side. So he will focus most of his push in Imp on this side. Dark. Well, now that hurts because you've lost the villagers here anyways. Plus you're losing the 3 relics. You almost wish you would have just placed the castle on the right side. Then you'd have a castle. Then you'd have your gold protected. So it's just so awkward to play this from here. Is he coming back? Is he trying to... It feels like he's going to try and sneak some hits on that castle. Nicov thinks he's already, like, won the game, basically. From Nikov's perspective, Nicov doesn't see the vills. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There are villagers on the way. Here they come. It only needs a couple bops. Can he get the bops? 97%. Oh, they're not bopping. Oh, my God. Now it's denied at 98%. Brutal. Nicov needs to wall that, man. That's your warning there, Nicov. You wall in towards your castle now, and the vills can't make it. Again, Nicov has a lot to look at. Over here, another castle from Dark. A castle from Nicov with 4 villagers. Ideally, you have more. More vills are on the way. Dark is bringing everything here. Dark needs to deny this if he can. And Dark is on the way to Imp just now, and Nicov cancels his castle. That's the good play from Nicov. You can't be losing villagers like that. You're an Imp. Just build a safe castle. Wait for Trebs. And Elephant Archer seems like a really good unit here. All of Dark's pikemen that were protecting the sides are now running underneath a castle here. And he's got monks exposed, and I think he just isn't able to focus on both sides because so many different things are happening at once. And the fires on the shoreline could maybe do something. It feels like with Nicov going trebuchets on this side, this could be almost impossible for Dark. They've been teamed for too long. And they just really got sick of that guy. So, if Dark can hold in this gold area, it could be 1 gold area for both players. Obviously, Dark's behind on the relics, but does have really healthy food and wood eco starting in the back of his base. I think it's a big if. It's a big ask to hold here when you're still 45 seconds away. And if it's this bad, you just got to go for something crazy. And I think the best thing you can do is Paladin. You need 1 fight to turn the game around. The only unit that could possibly do that would be Paladin. He does have Cavalier on the way and can research Paladin right after that, but just the flow of the game hasn't exactly been there. An example of one player simplifying their game plan and the other player maybe making things a little bit too complicated. Maybe, as Margugu would say, maybe the kitchen, he was cooking, but he burnt the food. That could have been this best way to describe Dark's situation here. Nicov always had enough gold to work with to get to Imp. He didn't have to make any massive rushes, run across the map with his Vils. And Nicov, he doesn't want to lose another game with Dravidians on this map. After that game yesterday, he's really upping the aggression here. Another castle now. So 3 castles on this side. Plus he's got a castle over here. That's crazy how many castles he has already. And obviously Dark will lose these TCs. And Nikov's got to be asking himself, what is he going to make here? It should be fairly easy to think of. It's either Gunpowder or Paladin against the Burgundians. And Nicov will actually see it here. Yeah, he'll see the Cavalier with the Yurumis. And that's nice, just in case he wasn't sure. That'll tell him what he needs to commit to. But start of our day, 3rd place match. Looking like it's going to go Nikov's way. Dark 110 pop. Nicov 170 pop. Still really want Nicov to make the ships. But he's lost all his docks, so I don't think he's going to think about water for a while. And Dark, even if he can defend from this, which I'm sure he will, he needs the gold. And these Elephant Archers are tanky. And they're still not elite. There's still techs that could be researched for them. Very far from their finished product here. I'm seeing a lot of questions in chat, so this is the 3rd place match. It's a best of 5. And the finals afterwards. Best of 7 final that will be today. I don't know the exact time because it does depend on this, of course, right? So roughly hour and a half, 2 hours, something along those lines. Nicov just needs to hold this position, and the Bombard Cannon gets sniped by the Treb. Just adding insult to injury there for Dark. But he'll try with Paladin. I mean, a minute away from Paladin. He only has 5 of them, though. He just doesn't have gold. Just doesn't have the gold. Nicov will see this. We'll see how many of the Cavalier actually make it past the Elephants here. They're also missing some armor. They'll run past a castle. Nicov may react to this by building a defensive castle. Just if he thinks this is his opponent's game plan, this is a sign of things that could come. But these need to be the 2 strongest Paladin you've ever seen. Because Nicov is still pushing, and Nicov takes the Treb. Nicov will take the castle, and Dark probably knew he was dead for a while here. I think he needed that castle to go up on the left side. And Nicov with the perfect game here. So I appreciate the fact that Dark played something different here. His game plan was obviously get the relics super early. He did the same when he was Lithuanian. Sorry, I put the wrong win up there. But I think the downside for him was he was late with the TCs. So, like, it might seem weird, but walking this distance and building a TC with 1 Vil versus staying at home and building a TC with 4 Vils probably is a 5 to 8 villager swing there. I don't know the math on it. So Nicov was able to get a big eco lead. And then it was very well played from Nicov. I feel like the Siege Workshop was very well timed. He went for his eco first. He had just enough army, and clearly he was in the perfect time there to punish that. Had he come a little bit later, maybe the castle's up, maybe things get trickier. Dark will feel like he's unlucky, though, because if he built the castle like 30 seconds faster, he can actually remain competitive on that time. And then that makes this side much easier to defend because Nicov is still focused on the left side. So as it often does with a doubt castle, it comes back to the castle. Nicov with more wood and food collected. There was more gold for Dark, actually. I saw he got some good upgrades, but he just couldn't win many fights that game. And first game goes to Nicov. Nicov goes for Vietnamese. Nikov's like, I want to 3-0 this guy and get to the final here for the viewers as quickly as possible. I really like the Vietnamese pick here. I think I love it the most if you actually make use of knowing where their town center is early and try and get some lames in. They're very close together here. Pigs are sailing away. Or sailing away? Do pigs sail? Pigs are running away now. And I don't think Dark even knew that they were there. Maybe he did. And if he did, yeah, maybe he did. and he's going to hunt them down. But that could be 200 food gained for Nicov and 200 food lost for Dark. Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, the pigs can fly, guys. Those pigs are flying all the way home to Nikov's base. Now, Nicov could also steal the boar. I'm kind of surprised more people didn't try this. Like, this could be so bad for Dark. He could be so far behind in Dark Age. And Nicov was maybe thinking about it, and Dark, knowing he's up against the Vietnamese... Boar didn't cooperate. Yeah, he knows he's up against Vietnamese. So he'll bring that boar in. And he already brought the other boar in, so there should be no more meat headed back towards Nikov's base. Now, this spawn is crazy. They're really close together. And the pond for Nicov that might feel closest is actually in the south. But I don't think you actually want to do that. Also, Dark did find these pigs. So Dark should have all his resources. But what's kind of funny is because Nicov went forward so fast, it's likely that Dark can find his pigs now because Nicov didn't even find his own. And now Nicov finds the pigs. And now Nicov even brings his Vil out here to get the pigs. And now Dark says, fine, I'll kill it. And there's a Vil there on a hill with no loom. Unfortunately, the bug where the scouts or melee units just freeze happened there for Dark. Sometimes when you click your target, they just hesitate. And I think with that hesitation, he decides he's never going to be able to get the Vil. So he now has 3 pigs in his color headed home towards Nikov's base. But again, I think Nicov is making the right play here to not dock the south. Docking the south leaves you open to an exposed forward dock, and you want your starting fish to be safe, so he's over in the west. But man, has he been active with that scout. He's looking for everything here, and he's probably wondering where Dark is docked right now. Dark's dock is on the way up. This could be a dock denial, and this could be game ending on this map. And Dark gets the quick walls down. That was sick. That could have been so bad. Honestly, at this timing, it could have been a GG timing. To lose a Vil in this instance puts you behind by 3 or 4 eco. Fishing ships need to be on the way. And plus that villager would have been down. So Dark, honestly, has done a really nice job. Because this could have been worse. He could have lost a boar. He could have lost his pigs. I think he ends up benefiting, actually, from this situation. Also, Nikov's scout took a hit. So did his, I guess. And now he'll just move out to push the deer. But I got excited for this one because Dark has played incredible on this map. And what he does with the Huns to stop forward docks is he'll place the palisades on the shoreline. And Nicov loves to send forward Vils. So Nicov knows where that dock is. And he did it against Hera. He did it against everybody. I think we'll probably try the same here. Now, the other thing that's nice about Vietnamese, they might not have any hybrid bonuses, but their late game's incredible against most of the other civilizations that are picked here. Nicov clicks up. Nicov bringing a villager down this way. But think about the civs that are picked. Japanese, I think Vietnamese have a much better late game. Persians, I think Vietnamese have a much better late game. Lithuanians, maybe it's not much better. I think Lithuanian skirms there can be really terrifying in the mid game. But still, I think Vietnamese have a better late game than maybe most civilizations. So I think combining that with knowing where your opponent's TC is and how fluid the eco can be for the Vietnamese could be really good. But there's no food underneath Nikov's TC right now. And his scout is actually coming home. I think he might be paranoid. Hasn't really scouted his base too much. And he might be wondering if Dark is sending a villager this way. Dark is not. Look at Dark's paranoia. Talk about knowing your opponent's reputation. Dark is now scouting the shoreline as well. He doesn't want any shenanigans happening in his pond. But you have to keep checking, though, because we've seen people check and then assume they're fine and then still lose the game. But Nikov's not interested, it seems. Yo, Saseki and Binfguy, thank you. Guys, by the way, on the topic of the subs, okay, the subs dropping down, I will look in between games and see if I can tack on more. I think we had, like, 140 drop off. At some point, 5 or 6 days ago. And then I don't know exactly how much we lost like 10 minutes ago. I also have no way to know why it's happening, but I think I might have a way to bump it up roughly to what it was. Thank you very much. Space is gifted subs expiring. Yeah, I know that it seems like it's that, but and it very well may be, but according to the description of the setup, that shouldn't be happening because it should count all subs and it shouldn't subtract. So that's why I'm a little surprised. That's how I set it up. Scout down there for Dark to the Spearman from Nicov, and we have a dock from Dark in the south. No vision on Nicov, and Nicov has docked the south, no vision on Dark. So one could say Nicov is in the dark on the situation. Lots going on. We have the palisades going up for Dark on the shoreline to prevent any docks, which is hilarious. And that's a good move. I said before the game started that he was probably going to do that. And he is immediately dropping a tower here. Wow, he seems really overwhelmed by this. I mean, this is not something that's going to immediately do damage, but this could eventually be a big problem. And I think almost similar to Rocky Forest, he thinks if I can tower here, it protects my wood, it protects my gold, it kind of protects everything that I need right now. And it will just make life easier in a really messy game. What happened here? Dark he gated and tried to block with the fishing ship, and now Nicov shuts the door. Dark will have to delete his gate, but Dark has no clue. Okay, now they're Vil fighting again. There should probably be fire galleys coming down in the south. But for that, they're going to need golden come, and they've just shifted onto gold. So they'll both... Actually, no, Dark is still making fishing ships. Oh, Dark doesn't know that there's a dock here yet. And obviously, he'll find out. And Nikov's army runs into walls over here. That villager survives. The tower is up for Dark. Honestly, very well played. He'll make his own skirms. He'll make his own scouts. And he canceled the fishing ships here and will go for another dock in the south, as we have Nicov in the north. Anyone else distracted? Anyone else overwhelmed? Because this is a lot. And they've managed it really well, but I'll say you're not going to have a perfect game on this map. So I really like the messy style that Nikov's gone for. I like the trash builds. He just needs to maybe get over to the berries now. The villager from Dark actually is higher on HP, but he's lower on courage. And he runs away with his meat in his hands. I mean, there's army on the way. Dark expects that. Fighting that off would probably mean the villager goes down. That's smart. So, skirms? Sorry, I didn't realize how weird that sounded. Chat, I'm so sorry. Skirms and scouts. Don't clip that, please. Please don't clip that. Do we have Twitch front page? Hopefully not. Okay, I think we're safe. Wow, scouts skirm. And production from both the range and the stable right now for Dark. Also, still is the 2 fishing ships here. Still is a lot of fishing ships on this pond. Doesn't have any fishing up here, and Nicov is thoroughly checked. So Nicov will have the free fish potential there. But no stable for Nicov against the skirms. And that's a lot of skirmishers with fletching coming in. So Nicov started aggressively, and I really like that. But Dark has defended magnificently here. And look at the confidence as well. He runs right through. He snipes a skirm. He should be able to snipe a Vil. Sacrifices a scout for it, but I think he'll take that. And Nicov was just not expecting Dark to have this much follow-up because of the other things that are happening in the game right now. Nicov will also drop a tower, knowing it's going to be messy on the front. I love the house wall here. And 3 fires from Dark move in around the dock. He just has to be careful not to clump this up. We saw a game yesterday where I said that Illyria immediately spread them out. It saved the pond for him. That can sometimes be the difference. There's a demo on the way. Villagers are fighting in the north. I think the scouts from Dark will go there. So that's where Dark's attention lies. Also lies at home, of course, where he'll add farms. Nicov can win this pond in a second. Big demo. And assuming... Oh, wait! That's crazy, isn't it? If Nicov was out 5 seconds faster, he lands a demo on all 3 ships. But Dark microed them at the perfect time, realized, and still will be in a good spot on the pond. Dark is on the way to Castle Age. My goodness. I think Nikov's Vil went back. Dark is distracting the fire, though, and now Dark is going to drop some stone walls and drop a dock here so he could take the pond in the north. What a game. Wow, is this smooth. And as people like to say, Huns are Huns, baby. Huns are Huns. It's just, it doesn't really mean anything for someone who doesn't know much about the Civ. But Huns can cook, basically. It's super, when there's so much going on, when it's this messy with so many different docks and fires and buildings, having this Civ with the wood savings and never getting population capped is absolutely amazing. And think about the villager time you need to build all the buildings and the houses too, right? Your eco's so much more flexible and efficient. So Nicov will go for another dock in the north. He does not want to lose this pond, because then he would only have one. And he's on the way to Castle Age as well. Doesn't have a single farm. Dark has 10 farms with the fish. This is an insane lead for Dark. He's made it look so easy, man. And you might be like, well, where was this version of Dark in the first game? Well, it was just the map. Like, the map is more of a boomy, adaptive map. We'll see if he fish traps here. There's still some fish left there, so 500 food. We'll see if he can kill anything up here. It almost feels like this dock is not going to work now. Nicov is investing a lot into defending that. I don't fully understand this wall from Dark. I assume he doesn't see... Okay, that's funny. He thinks that could be open. But while the fish have been important, I feel like just fighting through the middle has got to be key here. They're so close. Like, in other map generations where the players are far apart, we might see more booming here. But this feels like full aggression. Siege Workshop now from Dark, and he's just picking away at villagers with these skirmishers on the other side of the wood line. T90, why do you never see a tower next to a dock on this map? I feel like it would really help. Well, the main reason is because then you don't have a tower anywhere else, and your players will change their aggressiveness in different areas because of that, right? So like, you'll see that even if a tower is placed at home. Like, the second that Dark placed a tower here, Nicov was like, you can't protect this. Tower doesn't really... Tower isn't great, I would say, at helping on water either. I don't mind it in Castle Age against fish traps, but players always have to be really aware of how they spend their stone. I just don't think it's always worth it. Nice job there from Dark to push Nicov to the back wood line, but nice job from Nicov to get back there. And Nicov hoping he could surprise Dark with something, and Dark's knights are already here with some skirmishers, and Nicov does not have a lot of crossbowmen. This is a really difficult situation for Nicov to manage. And you can't balance your eco easily when you have to micro like this, right? So he's in need of farms and transitions, but he has to always micro and deal with this and deal with the siege. And Dark skirms are coming right to the woodline. Nikov's in big trouble. That Mangonel needs a shot, but how are you supposed to do that if there's knights here? Panic time for Nicov. He'll drop a TC with like all of his vills. And yeah, like as I said, I mean, it's just open season for the skirmishers now. And Dark could use the knights on the vills to help out. And then he could actually swing in with the knights to take the Mangonel as well. And so desperation for Nicov. He actually lands a really nice shot. But Dark will be happy with that one. 9 eco kills from Dark. He hasn't lost anything. And he's going for the second TC now as well. +2 armor on the knights. Didn't fully kill off this army, but look at the amount of outposts he has around the map. This is the Dark that people were excited about going into the semifinal yesterday. Super active, super sharp, super clean. It's funny, I would have said that Dark is maybe the better closed map player, and that Nicov is the better open map player. But if this game continues this way, Nicov will have won the closed map, and Dark will have won the open aggressive map. And there it is. Wow, that was good, dude. That was so clean. I mean, honestly, it looked so rough for Dark at the start. When he started to drop this tower and Nicov was all over him with spears and skirms, that's never really a good sign when someone drops it that early. But I think in his mind, he was just thinking, I have most of my resources here, and it allows me room to breathe so I can focus on everything else. And He might not have won this pond, but he's able to secure the southern pond. And then I think just behind everything, guys, it's all the transitions. Just great farming eco. They have the same amount of fishing ships. I bet you Dark had 1,000 more food collected. Yeah, 1,300 more food collected because of mixing in the farms. And obviously had more wood, was pretty much tied with gold, and had a little bit more stone as well. So it's kind of funny how that works. Nicov opened aggressively on land at the start, and then he ends up losing land. I just don't think he expected Dark to be able to recover that nicely. And Nicov thought, I did enough damage, let's go Castle Age. And then he got completely overwhelmed by the army and still was later to Castle Age anyways. So in our third place match, score is 1-1. And again, $500 difference between fourth place and third place. Alrighty. So Malay from Nicov, which is the same civilization that he played up against, no, I was saying it correctly. It's a civilization that MBL used against him in the round of 12. So in that game, MBL didn't contest the water, and everyone was really questioning that. I'm wondering if Nicov will contest the water here. And choosing to walk down to the bottom of his hill to place the lumber camp, which Dark may not do. But as I say, that Dark is actually going to do that here. Now, Dark is the civilization that should be able to dock a little bit earlier because he starts with all this extra food. But look at how much food he has already. If you wanted the early fishing ships, he definitely would have 4 on wood already. So I think this is Dark's way of trying to be competitive with the feudal age times against the Malay. Malay do advance so much faster. They're kind of off to the left side here. And so most of the action will be right to the left of this pond. There's golds to look to. There's relics to look to. And then they do have safe areas to expand away from the action if they wish to. But yeah, I would expect Dark might go for the build that we've seen. I think the first player I saw it from was Classic Pro. If you watched Hera's games, Hera did something similar as well, where basically he doesn't add too many fishing ships in the early stages. You don't go up to 3 and then click up, which is the more economic approach. You actually add your fishing ships while you're on your way to feudal age. So somewhat off center spawn. I think Lithuanians are the more typical pick, though. And I think if Lithuanians can just weather the storm, if Lithuanians can get heavy skirm numbers out, this could be a really solid mid game for them. It's not very easy for the Malay to deal with the faster moving skirms. Why no Mongols on this map, T90? Well, Mongols were banned on the draft. Mongols are a pretty good map, but Mongols are so good on this map, and other maps they're typically banned out in the draft. So other civs as well, like Georgians could be really good, Persians could be really good, Chinese could be really good. All those civs have been banned. Or if they were picked on the draft and I'm not really remembering it, I think they are saved for other maps. Dark will push in one more deer that he found in the middle, and they're going, as Mem would say, for romantic docks in the middle. It's especially romantic if it's against the Malay, because the Malay can see it. It can see the whole freaking pond, which is a pretty satisfying bonus. And Nicov getting Loom, I think he'll click up to try and contest the water. And Dark doing the same. But yeah, you know, after the season, there's obviously a lot of different things I'll look at and think about for the next season. If we bring Acropolis back in future seasons, I don't think I'll have the fish in the middle. Because I think we have other maps where there can be this hybrid build to contest for water. I was not expecting Acropolis to be this water focused, but as the days have gone by, people are focusing even more and more on it, so they'll eventually transition. And, oh man, deer. Deer almost blocked the foundation there. Nikov's villagers now kind of trapped in there. And Dark is on the way up already. They actually have the same feudal age time. Sick. Dark. Why are you building a lumber camp with one vill there, bro? Did you mean to build a house? Is it... Okay. I mean, I don't love that. But we'll see what happens. Nicov will build a barracks right next to this. Oh, man, and Dark is going to build a barracks right next to this as well. Now, they both might be thinking they're going to be faster to feudal age. I think Dark is like half a second faster. And Dark also gets the additional hit there from like 3 tiles away. Gotta love it. And Nicov may be surprised when he sees Dark's build order here. Very, very rare that you could be this fast against the Malay. Yeah, Dark was a second faster. And Dark is going to tower. Hey, who was it that wanted a tower for the dock? Who was it? Because here we go. Now, I think it's way more likely to work out here because it's also right next to the rest of the action. But tower going up on the dock. Tower now from Nicov in a counter. Nicov is just trying to save this Vil. And also knows that the lumber camp's there too. That was part of my issue with the lumber camp. It kind of gives your opponent a target to hit. Nicov distracting with the scout. Villager will get destroyed. That wall from Dark is clutch. And Nicov may consider to dive here, but Dark is walling it up. Oh man, this is really good stuff from Dark. Dark could also use the tower against the fire, which Nicov could also do if the fire galley goes too far. But Dark backs away with it. Nicov doesn't have the gold to repair. Nikov's fire is probably going to go down. He could also lose his fish. There's so many other things to look at, too. Still no mill, for example, for Dark. So once these sheep are gone, he's going to need that. But a really nice start. Nicov shouldn't be able to fish with that fishing ship, right? He'll come back, and the fire will probably take care of it. So, messy game. Scout from Dark almost goes down to the villagers there. Range from both. And no repairing from Nicov on his tower. But you could always just repair with more villagers. Dark is actually mining stone, so he can repair indefinitely. Nikov's not mining stone. I think he might just send one Vil now to do that. But it might be a little bit too late. Res collected still even. But I give Dark... I think the situation is slightly better for Dark at the moment. Killed 2 eco. Will eventually kill the 3rd. For whatever reason, this fishing ship still is able to fish. Now it won't. 2 fishing ships is pretty nice to have. Even though it's not a lot. It's something. And the tower war will go Dark's way because he's actually mining stone. It's so rare that people build a mining camp on stone these days in Feudal Age. In the past, tower rushing was way more common. Towers were stronger, plus there was more lag. Plus maps were worse, so all those things made towers way better. There were actually a couple changes that made towers weaker, but... just feel like these days players are more willing to just walk over and get like 30 more stone and think getting 30 more stone is going to help them win the repair war. Nikov's like, you kidding me? How can he still repair this? I like this from Nicov. He sees the fish. He doesn't care about the fire. He just wants those 2 fishing ships. Oh my god. And Dark noticed that. That's crazy awareness that he was able to notice that. This could snowball really fast here because now Nicov can't build a defensive tower, and there could be more villagers building towers behind the wood line now. So this could be a continuing tower rush here from Dark. He knows his opponent has skirms out of the stable already. He's thinking about scouts. Shout out to this scout as well, who's actively scouting around the map. And feels like a good situation for Dark to move forward and build that tower behind the wood line. I think Nikov's expecting it. And I think if Nicov sees it, guys, he's going to rush it down. I think that would have to be the play. Almost doesn't feel like Dark is that interested. He shifted villagers off of stone to other things. And maybe that stone will be saved for a defensive tower or 2. But welcome. Yeah, I think we just hit Twitch front page, guys. So be nice, okay? Be on your best behavior. Nicov is chasing down this scout. That's so funny. Yeah, you shall not auto-scout. It's so freaking funny. Against Lithuanians, you really don't want them to find those relics. And now at least you will... if he finds the relics, you'll find the relics as well, right? That's kind of funny. I should get the kill eventually. Lieutenant Dan and Super Cat Thief, thank you. And sub goal should be somewhat updated once we come out of here. But does Nicov sense that there is going to be scouts here from Dark? You should think, what am I vulnerable against? But in this type of game, it's really hard to have the eco to get the scouts out at this time. But then the nice thing is, though, you do have the extra armor on the spears, and your barracks is right here. So the second you spot this, you should be okay. Also, if Dark really tries to snipe this spearman, if he makes it too obvious, Nicov should know. And Nikov's scout didn't end up killing the weak scout at some point. Dark is still waiting behind here. He only produced one. So, who knows if he'll produce more at this point. Nikov's scout joins the battle. Perfect micro. And the faster moving speed for the Lithuanians should be helpful here. But they don't have any attack bonuses involved. Nikov's played it well. He's played it really well. I don't know. Oh, he built something, so that villager's going to finish the palisade. Hated when that happens. But this is intense stuff, man. They're like non-stop micro at the moment. No time to breathe. No time to think. Farming eco for Dark's incredible. I don't think he had horsepower the whole time, but he does have it now. So that will pay off in the long run. And there's the additional scouts now. And Nicov didn't have the spears. He's got one. It goes down. And this is a good moment here for Dark. Should be okay for Nicov to fall back towards his barracks. Does have enough skirms to kill off the other scout. I think Nicov will actually be okay here. I just wonder if Nicov is going to add his own scouts. Also, chat, you're very distracting with all the subs. Thank you so much. But we've got a third place match to cast here as Nicov goes for another range. So he sees the scouts and says, I raise you more skirms. No stable in Nikov's plans. Eventually, if you can get to elephants or knights for either player, it will be absolutely insane here with the armies that are out. So these skirms better find value sometime soon. I think Dark might actually want to go for Latis. With the 300 stone in the bank, he's certainly halfway there. 15 skirms for Nicov. Dark's at 11, and Dark's just falling back. And they're both waiting for Castle Age. But is that what you want if you're up against the Malay, waiting for Castle Age? Still no fletching for Dark, too, which is pretty crazy. Let's make things interesting. If this game goes to Imp, I will gift 100 subs to the stream myself. Because I say that because this is so aggressive, and they are so close. There is very little chance that will probably happen. Right? I mean, hold me accountable. But, I mean, this game's going to end fast, man. Stable from Nicov, so he'll pull the, hey, I meant to pick Magyard in a second. And go for the elephants. Which, by the way, I looked into that player. He's still, I'm always looking for him. The guy who went for the Magyard strat. He's not very active. I haven't seen him in a year or two. Dark hasn't built a tower yet, which is crazy talk. You'd think he would have built one by now, but I think it's because he's saving the stone for a castle or TCs. Skirms come in. He is getting fletching now. The Vills just moved to this lumber camp, which I guess is kind of safe. Dark went up to 6 fishing ships as well, which is the most I've ever seen on this map. Nicov has Castle Age. Nicov has elephants on the way. Nicov has Bodkin on the way. I'm sure Elite Skirm is something he'd love to afford. Does Dark make a demo there? Oh, man, dude. Nicov, what are you doing? Dark is kicking himself that he didn't queue a demo earlier. Oh, that would have been insane. All the skirms would have died. But now the demo's on the way. Nicov will probably never go back there. And Nicov still has that Bodkin advantage. Here come the elephants. Chonking their way through. Dark isn't in Castle Age yet. And they're lurking all around. Look at this, man. Oh, no. Is there a hole? Okay, there's no hole, but that lady needs to stop chopping that tree. And the skirms are over here. And this is a lot, man. If Nicov also has siege, this could be incredible. Elite skirm for Dark. Cav armor for Dark. But best of luck against these elephants, my friends. Shifting a lot over to gold right now. He has tons of food. Thing is, elephants destroy buildings pretty quickly as well. So this is fine. I like this from Nicov. He sits underneath the tower so he could range the Vills. And then those vills are going to be the only thing that can stop the elephants from getting through by building. Sorry for those that wanted the subs. But Nicov said not today. Like, this is a lot of elephants. Look at Nicov save that elephant. That's at 46 HP. Dark will have his skirms in soon. He'll have some knights. I'm sure he's going to want some monks as well. All those things he'll get to, but he's taken some pretty big losses here. And Stonewall's behind there from Dark. That's good. And I guess he has delayed this from getting too much worse. We'll have the knights for the skirms. Well played. Keeps most of these vills alive. Eco KD is very close. And now it's 3 TC boom. Which isn't making me worried about that bet at all. Dark is dropping the monastery. Could potentially snag some relics. And Dark needs to catch up with those TCs, but eco counts look pretty good. His upgrades are also fantastic. The fact that he snagged Horse Collar is really helping him here, because he doesn't actually have a lot on wood. Nicov has fallen back. But you know what I think Nicov really needs? And no, it's not Imperial Age. Nicov needs outposts in the north. He needs to expand some of his eco away from the aggression. Oh, by the way, when I say this game goes imp, that means imp for both, okay? So none of this, someone hits imp and the other person GG's. Both have to hit imp. Those are the terms. Not one person. That's not an imp game. No, come on. Don't say... Yeah, so, okay, someone in chat said that's fair. Thank you. Thank you. It's not rigged. It's not rigged. Knights hitting the gold. Oh, man, Dark. He's just got the mobility right now, and Nicov was not expecting this. I was not expecting an attack from back here either. The Knights from Nicov, though, get one. Should be 2 conversions. Am I crazy? 2 conversions. That's very well played. Oh, God! But the Knights were here! I was like, what was Dark looking at? Dark was looking here, and Nicov calls the GG. Nikov's my boy. And Nicov was distracted with the elephants chasing the skirms. He thought he was having a good moment here. He's probably like, I can't believe I'm getting these conversions. And then just gets completely slaughtered there. He would lose 5 or 6 more vills, potentially his monks because they can't convert again. He has no real access to wood. And he's behind in a lot of control. I gotta say, the score and the flow of the game feels really bad for Nicov. The population, it was actually still kind of close in some ways, wasn't it? 70 population versus 85. That would drop down to like 65 versus 90. So, yeah, it's pretty tough for Nicov from there. And as I expected, I mean, they're so close together. It's been so intense. I didn't think that game would ever go long. Sorry, guys, for the tease with the gifts. But thank you, Nerdy Blondie, for helping out. Thank you, Methylated Ghosts. And Simple Canadian, and King of the Lord. King of the North, Lord Snow. I keep getting his name wrong. Look at that eco from Dark. The food and gold and stone balance was just perfect. All right, Nicov, send a villager forward. Yeah! Nicov knows how to save me some money. Let's go. Game number 4. Oh, man, Nikov's my best friend, man. I predicted this villager would go forward. I said if the villager didn't go forward, that I would gift some subs. And Nicov did this very same thing with the Mayans against Hart in his round of 12. Or sorry, no, in his quarterfinal. And this whole season, everyone has just been freely pushing deer through the middle. And Nicov is just like, nope, not anymore. People rely on these deer to go for these really nice builds. But they've never built mills out here to do it. They've never had to work to do it. They've just been able to freely push through with the scout. Mayans get loom right away. The eagle's also stronger than the scout, so you can send your vill forward, send your eagle forward, and make life hell for the opponent. Look at this already for Dark. He has to bring in a boar. He's losing these two geese, and most of the deer along the front have been killed. And now Nikov's villager is coming to town as well. So I like this. It perfectly takes advantage of the map and the fact that you get the extra vill and loom right away with the Mayans. It's a 6 strat. But guys, if this is even in Castle Age, I do have some worries for Mayans because they don't really have solid answers for heavy scorpions. And not like heavy scorpions like the upgrade heavy scorpion, but just lots of scorpion numbers. Dark wants to take that boar. And Nicov saw that, and Nicov finds 2 more geese. Meanwhile, Dark is on a geese chase over here, and he's not going to find him. Dark is not going to have the deer. Dark is not going to have his boar. This is absolutely brutal. I actually think Dark might need to go to the middle and build a mill on the other packs of deer soon. Now, let's see what you can do. If you kill it with the boar dies but can be eaten. If you kill it with the eagle, then the boar cannot be eaten. So a lot of people are going to weaken this and then stop attacking with their vil by pressing the stop hotkey. Stop. Nope, he didn't do it. See, if he stopped and then the final hit was the eagle, that meat can't be eaten. But that can actually still be eaten for Dark, which is kind of nice because he could, in theory, just go out there and at least pick some food up. But guys, he doesn't have loom. And Nikov's on the way. Nicov wants a vil killed. Nicov is an absolute maniac. I love this. And Loom's on the way for Dark. Dark has to fight this off as Loom is on the way. That's a nice spot to put your lumberjacks in. Again, you can't wall it. That's what I love about this strat. It just fully takes advantage of the fact that you can't wall on the map. And bye-bye, Vil. She's dead. Sick. This is so sick for Nicov. I think Dark might be dead. I think we just go game 5 now. This is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. He's walking over here to take his boar. He's just now able to get a mill. He's got no food underneath his TC. Here goes his scout hoping to find something. Nikov's got 8 geese underneath his TC. And Dark traps him! What? Bro! Dark traps him. Pay for your crimes. Oh, whoa, we got more! Oh my god, Nikov's bringing 2 more vils to the party. Okay, I don't think Dark was expecting that. They're here to save their friends. And now they're walling themselves in. So they won't be walled in as well. And so they could free their friends. What is this? What is happening? There is such a thing as third place match energy, guys. I've seen it before. And I think that's what this is. Jailbreak. Nicov is free. Dark probably can't believe Nicov brought more eco to this. And just remember, behind this, Nikov's got tons of food. Nicov is having a feast. So this should be better. A long long Dark Age Vil War is way better for the person that has food. And Dark, he's trying to build farms now, but he needs the wood for that. Dark's going to lose another Vil. And his eco has been so inefficient. And that's the other thing. Romans are supposed to have a really efficient eco. Not if the game plays out like this. The only way Dark gets feudal age this game is if he builds like 8 farms. Dark attempting to save the weak Vil. Needs to somehow get away. Doesn't. And Nikov's weak villager's going. Dark did steal some geese. But that's going to take till next year to get home. Like, that's... They're needed now. He needs the geese now. And even then, 200 food is not much. What a strategy from Nicov. The eagle did die. But he didn't lose a single vil. So he's at 23 vils and on the way to feudal age. And Dark is at 19 vils and stuck in Dark Age. And now Nikov's bringing even more vils. Because, I mean, why not? Dark wants something. He wants some blood in his hands. And might need to sacrifice the scout to do it. Nice job from Dark, though. Nice blocking. And gets the villager. But now you have to save these 2 villagers. And what is Nikov's actual plan here? Villagers headed to gold right now. And I feel like just an archer opening would be fine here. Dark. In the Dark Age. Very much so. And, okay, we'll find some deer now. Now that there's no eagle, he can do this. And Dark will click up. He's idling, which is probably the best play. It's not something you want, but you need Feudal Age, and there he goes. By no means will be a fast castle. Nicov will be able to add archers before Dark really even has a barracks. If Nicov uses these archers effectively, I think Nicov should be able to take us to a game 5. T90, if the blue player sends Vils to hunt, do they only collect dark meat? Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Oh my goodness! Overachieving Ocelot has overachieved. True to the name. Thank you for 100 gifted overachieving Ocelot. What in the world? I mean, dude, like, I don't know if it's the coffee just now hitting me. I don't know if it's the excitement for the finals. I don't know if it's chat. I don't know if it's this game. But this is crazy right now, man. This is crazy. Wait, overachieving Ocelot isn't even subbed himself? Is that true? You gift 100 subs to a bunch of strangers, but you don't buy a sub for yourself? You're crazy. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. And to those that got the emotes, or that didn't get the emotes, dodge away, and this has been a day so far, guys. Dark immediately towers. Right call. You know archers are coming from the Mayans. Hopefully he can get this tower down before this gets too much worse. And I appreciate the fight that Dark has had here, because this must be a very frustrating experience. He's already up 1 game. So he could have easily just resigned, but he wants to make sure this is definitely over before then. Army will run past the tower, but it's just a tiny little army. It won't be able to kill very quickly. Dark will add his own range for his own archers and skirms probably, but Nikov's eco is so smooth behind this. He's got such a nice lead after this strat, which kind of seems unstoppable in some ways. Has been executed so perfectly. Mayans have not been picked very frequently at all. Okay, so Super Cat Thief, who also gifted subs, has gifted a sub to overachieving Ocelot, who gifted 100 subs to chat. Make that make sense. Thank you. Also, anyone watching for the first time right now, I would like to explain that this is not normal Age of Empires 2. We don't normally see villagers boxing and fighting like this. This has just been a crazy game. So, welcome anyone who's coming in from Twitch right now. Twitch front page. The other games maybe won't be quite as crazy. Will maybe make a little bit more sense. But Nicov isn't immediately finding the damage he would want from here. The question then is, does he have to? Dark's tower protects the front of his base. And Nicov has a lot of archers and eagles through the middle. I think if Nicov just controls the middle of the map right now and prevents access to the middle for Dark long term, or even in Castle Age, it's probably his win condition from here. Lulu43 says, is this my first T90 chat message? Can't believe I lived to see the day. What's up, Lulu? Salutes in chat for Lulu. This game has been cuckoo. These walls are a little crazy from Nicov, but I think it's just because he's not exactly certain if Dark has gone for a sneak or not. It has been a game with different timings, and he just needs to play safe how he can, and it's a hard map to wall, and Nicov is through, and Nicov says, hello! I'm not waiting for Castle Age. I'm gonna kill you right now. He walks right past the range. This is the rocky terrain, guys. How many games without that rocky terrain would this just be full wall and the most boring game you've ever seen? That terrain is just sick. Nikov's aggression is sick, and he could just move right on by as well. Dark could have lost significantly more there. Nicov showing him a lot of respect, I think. Nicov knows he has the lead, so he doesn't want to throw any advantages. And I think that's a fine fight for Nicov. Dark doing his best to whittle down those archers in there, but the eagles are still such a solid tank. De Bombers and Puny, Doubloon, and Yashiman, and Adept. Thank you so much, everyone. Market coming up for Nicov. He will definitely rush to Castle Age soon. Again, I think if Dark can make it to Castle Age and go all in Scorpions, Mezzo really struggle against that. Eagles and Archers could struggle against Scorpions. And Mayans also don't get redemption for their monks. So maybe that's in Dark's mind at the moment. But there's so many villagers that have died. It's such an inefficient eco. And it's such an uphill battle right now for him. What a fight from Dark, though. I don't know where she's going. But she... Okay, just passing. Nicov was like, huh? What? Why is there a vill there? I have no answer. I have no clue why that villager's there. And I don't think Dark knows she's there. And so she might end up dying. And that will be villager number 6 down for Dark. And you can't save her at this point. She's just dead. Well, if you wander outside the city limits at night, you deserve to die to an eagle and an archer. The signs are everywhere. It is unsafe beyond those walls. Looking for positives for Dark. There's not many. There's not many. You have Nervous Carrot. Thanks for the 17 months as contributing to the goal. Thank you. TCI with 5 gifted. Nomad Crows with 5 gifted. Monkey Wine Gaming with 5 gifted. Raging Kane with 5 gifted. What level are we at with this hype train right now? This is truly a team effort. Big in the Forest, thank you for the prime. Jet Failey Bailey, thank you for the prime. Nap, thank you. And Nicov aiming to take us to the 5th game in the 3rd place match. $500 on the line. The next game would be a $500 game. And I have all the confidence in the world that Nikov's going to take us to that 5th game because his position's just so strong here. He's played it perfect. The start was perfect. The follow-up with the additional vills was perfect. Then the follow-up with the archers and the eagles was perfect. And then he's definitely going to go for siege as well because it's Nicov. And he's played incredible this season. Tracks this army through, knows that Dark is over here. But just as he hits Castle Age, he gets the 7 base attack for the eagles. And so now Dark needs to run. And now there's archers, and now there's eagles. In on the gold. This is before the upgrades are even in for Nicov. And it's an absolute slaughter. Dark's still 90 seconds away from Castle Age and just has never been able to get into the groove here. And he's still not resigning. He's still like, we got a chance. Okay. Well, again, Dark might be thinking those Scorpions could be really strong in this matchup. And maybe it also could be frustration as well. I mean, you get lamed like that. You feel like you never got to play your game. So well played from Nicov. A second TC from Nicov plus the siege. I think maybe the admins told Dark that there's a lot of subs coming into the channel right now. And not to ruin the hype. Is that what you did, Arbase? Because he's pretty dead here. I like the fight. But he's a pretty smart guy. I'm not really seeing this win condition at the moment. The worker efficiency has been 32% over the last minute, and Nicov takes us to a 5th game. Man, that strat is sick, dude. That strat is sick. You're immediately under pressure. You can't push in the deer. You can't have your smooth builds. I think more people might want to consider that. I loved it against Chinese because the Chinese need the deer. But this was against a civ that doesn't necessarily need it. But you know what you do need? You need your boars. So maybe the mistake for Dark was he didn't bring in that other board in time. He brought one of his boars in faster, but he was a little late to the other. I think if he has that boar, he could maybe stabilize it. But that was beautiful play from Nicov. Nice response after losing 2 straight. And the 3rd place match will go to the 5th game. Very fitting, right? Very fitting for these two. They both had an incredible run up to this point, and I felt like the semifinals, it was very easy for certain people to just forget how good they played. So just a reminder how competitive these two have been. Final game in our 3rd place match. The final time we will see these two who have been so amazing this whole season. And we've got Dark again going for that boar super early. He loves to do this. He probably wishes he would have got a second boar a bit earlier in the previous game. But he's playing as the Byzantines here on Jungle Swamp. And another Civ we haven't seen played a lot on this map. We've seen Byzantines a lot on Cross. We've not seen Byzantines that frequently on Jungle Swamp. And on Jungle Swamp, of course, you've got the swamp in the middle. And then you've got, you know, the jungle, which doesn't look very jungly with the small trees, but still it's quite the jungle out there. And it's just a tough map to play. It's a really difficult map to play safe. It's very open. There's also hunt just everywhere. Neither of these civs specialize in hunt, but the Japanese at least specialize in the cheap mills that you can build near the hunt. And then the Japanese also, with that wood savings, can contest with the fish, where they also have the stronger fishing ships. So this is a great map for Japanese. All the bonuses for Japanese seem to apply. Byzantines, in the way they're balanced, they don't have early bonuses. If Byzantines got early bonuses, they would probably be the best civ in the game. But it's the no early bonuses that balance out all their mid-game and late-game bonuses. So it's a very fun civ. I've said it for years. If you want to pick a civ that has a lot of options as you're learning the game, Byzantines can be one of them that you should consider there, because you can go for paladins, camels, halbs, archers, skirms. And if you can get good with Byzantines, you could probably get even better with other civs, because you're getting good with a civilization that doesn't have early bonuses to help you out. So I just don't think Byzantines get... I don't think they have as good a reputation as maybe they should have overall. But on Cross, the other map we've seen Byzantines picked pretty frequently on, it's very different, because they can just take one pond, they can sit in a corner, they can fast imp almost. And here, that's not really the case. It's very likely we'll stay in Castle Age, and mobility for Byzantines could be the issue here. Tubo Eclipse, thank you for the 19 months. Historical Frog. Very curious to hear more about your name, actually. Thank you. Thank you, Frank, for the new sub. Croco. Guys, we've had a lot of gifted subs, but Croco has subscribed for 82 months. I've said this many times, and don't take this the wrong way, but certain people here don't even have the mental maturity of 82 months. Okay? And Croco's been subscribed for 82 months. So thank you, Croco, very much. Thank you, Sabina. Thank you, Mike. Welcome, guys. And don't get offended. Of course, Daniel's in chat. Daniel says WTF. Of course, Daniel gets offended. If you get offended by that, that's because you just admitted that you don't have the mental maturity of 82 months. What are we doing, chat? It's all right. Depending on the day, I'm in the same boat, so... We've had these commands that will tell people when like things are happening, right? And we also added new mods recently. Hold on. Vil fight coming. Nicov got loom. Dark doesn't have loom. Dark sees it. Dark is holding a fish. Dark doesn't have loom. Dark is holding an axe. Doesn't change a thing. But he needs loom. Or Nicov will kill another villager in the Dark Age. Nicov is blocking. Nicov can get this kill. And Nicov, dude... That's so well played. That is so nice. Kill the Vil, and now your Vil is also here to help with any repairs later on. And you can also disrupt the fishing ship. $500 game here, but to complete my thought, right? So we added new mods recently, and they're great. You know, they're really helpful, and they wish to be helpful and keep chat in a good state. Because I'm a child... I decided to add a command that was ! Yesterday, because we had today and we had tomorrow, so people could know what was happening today and tomorrow. And I just randomly added yesterday, and the line that would be typed after you would use the yesterday command was "Yo mama." And so one of my new mods saw that and thought that a mod was trolling and that I wouldn't like that joke. They were like, "That's too unprofessional," and they removed it. And they were like, who did that? T90 wouldn't like that. And then it was like, oh, it was actually T90 himself. Whoops. Sorry, not sorry. Dark is... Well, he doesn't have the bonuses of the Japanese, and it has shown. Nicov with a lightning fast feudal age time. So he killed the Vil, he now kills the scout. And now he has a fire galley on the way, and Byzantines are supposed to have the superior fires? But this is... pretty insane. Now, hold on a second. Is Dark making like a little nook? for hit. What? He's walling in his fishing ships there. I did not know that was possible. No one has done this. Wow. I mean, we're in the 3rd place match and we're still seeing new strats. Nikov's coming to kill the fish. And he's going to see that. That's hilarious. Now, the villager's going to die. That's not good. I don't know what's going on there. That was very sloppy. But Nicov actually can't kill those fishing ships because it's walled in. Nicov will still be happy if he can kill the Vil. And Dark says, nope, I will live here now. And quick walls and builds a house. That is insane. Dark is a genius, man. And now Dark can add fire galleys to compete on water and potentially win the water back and keeps that Vil alive and maybe, I know things haven't been too smooth, but maybe take this to the later stages. But Nikov's builds are absolutely unreal. I've been really impressed. And I said, like, when he got swept in the semis, that it was a pretty unfair scoreline for how close those games were. It could have easily been 2-2. Gone into that 5th game. And Dark needs the hunt. He's got some idle TC time, which isn't great. But if he can win the water, and his fish are still alive, then he should be pretty much even on eco at that stage. This is crazy, bro. That's so funny to me. Where's the Vil, by the way? 1 HP Vil coming home. Nikov's scout is somewhere else. And Nicov opens with a demo. The demo is wasted, pretty much. It didn't land on any ships, which isn't what you would want. Nicov is worrying about walling up. Probably wants to scout and see what's happening over here. He doesn't really have a lot of intel on what Dark's doing. And Dark doesn't have any intel on what Nikov's doing because he lost his scout. So it's way harder to play in Dark's current position. Because you could get surprised by anything. But you will get surprised by less because you're Byzantines and have the vision. Nicov bringing a Vil to repair, using his fishing ships to tank, as only the Japanese can do. And Dark's fishing ships have been freed to go to work now. Dark not walling, but I kind of like that. I think as long as he has the ability to make skirms if archers show up, I think this is fine. His eco hasn't really been good enough to justify a full wall as well. It would really slow down your efficiency. But Dark is in the dark, kind of. He has no clue where the army is going to come from. And Nikov's able to run in. And Nikov's here with an archer. It's kind of crazy it's just one archer. You would have expected more. And now there's skirms. So Nicov probably won't do too much with that. The other archers are on the way. So there's 300 salmon in the middle. And then it's, you know, pretty useless to have the middle. It's still nice to have the control, though, because as a player mentioned the other day, I think it was Tara said, like, if you have the middle control, it gives you lots of vision, and it makes it easier to move out across the map. You have to respect the middle way too much if you don't have it. Could easily run into a demo or something, and Nikov's going to hold on water and finally kill these fishing ships. And, okay. Well, maybe Dark will add another fire. Dark's houses in the middle will actually give him some nice vision as well. Look at how much vision he has with Free Town Watch. And it gets even better in Castle Age. Nicov, fully walled. Still villagers on hunt. Does have 2 archers around somewhere. And, well, I think he has 2. He's about to lose 1. So I don't think he found the value he would have wanted. And resources are looking close to click up to Castle Age for both, in all honesty. Both utilizing the hunt, both delaying the farms. Farms will come later. And Dark not over-investing in the army, which is a nice call here. But the thing is, in Dark's point of view, in Dark's perspective, he could be really worried that there could be scouts now from Nicov. So he's just really hoping that Nicov doesn't add scouts. And Nicov will not. Someone says 14 T90. You want me to start the final right now? Is that why you're 14ing me? Yeah. think about it. Use Bounty. Use your brain, man. You're smart, I think. We can't start the finals yet. But the finals will come soon. The fire's still coming out of this dock. One of the fires is weak there for Dark. So I think Nicov might end up losing water. But, like, there's only 70 food left in the middle. Oh, no, I'm wrong. Sorry, there's 300 yet. So I must have miscounted before. And both on the way up. So Nicov, a cool 700 resources ahead. But what's he going to spend it on? And remember, everything the Japanese make that's not discounted, right? The Byzantines, it is. At least for some of their options. Demo will come in from Nicov. So well timed. But, yeah, it hits. That's exactly what he would have wanted. That was really well played. The dock is almost down here. Or Dark, so he won't be able to make ships for much longer. But he will have another fire coming out. Looks like fully walled on the right. Skirmishers on the front, fully walled on the left, so that's fine. But this fire is going to make life awkward for Nicov. And then Nicov might need to make another fire. He is bringing a repairville, but it might be too late. That's a Byzantine fire. There might be some blocking involved. It's kind of tricky. Skirms are also coming in. Dangerous territory for the skirmishers to be in. Skirms are here, though. Nicov queues up a demo. I think Dark will back up. You know your opponent will queue a demo in this situation, and so you just need to leave. And the skirms changed a lot there. You killed the scout. You'll take out the fire galleys now. The fishing ship won't be a factor. And Dark reaches Castle Age, drops TC number 2 in a sick spot over here. Like, this is exactly what you want as the Byzantines. You haven't taken massive losses. You've got a bit of water control in the middle of the map. Tons of vision around the map. And you play into counter units. And what is Nicov going to go for? Cav archers. Makes sense. It's a mobile unit. Japanese cav archers are very strong. But it should also make some sense for Dark to expect that. And I think these skirmishers... and maybe even the camels could play a role there. They're really far apart. So going like foot archers or infantry usually doesn't make sense in these instances. Cav archers just feels natural. And that's not really a natural play for the Byzantines. Oh, nice snipe there from Nicov. But you see how Nicov now has to respect... whoops, misclick. You see how Nicov still has some issues now going through the middle because those fires are there? Also, the wood lines are not really great to path through on this map, too, so he ran into a couple camel hits. Oh, man, cav archers are over here. A villager got sniped. I remember there was a 1 HP vill in the eco earlier. So I wonder if that was her. I'll keep checking. Nope, she's on a farm. Nicov sniped a vill building the TC, but the TC is up for Dark. He's definitely behind economically still. There's no question. And his eco's not as efficient as Nikov's. I mean, Nikov's on about to be 3 TCs. I like his upgrades. He's even getting the Castle Age gold mining tech. But it's Byzantines. And you just wonder if Dark can hold on. Will Nicov have what it takes to finish him? Nicov is seen every step of the way here. There can be no surprises. And that mill... giving the vision, and Nicov running on through. Nicov says, see you later, bro. See ya. This is where not being full walled is a problem, right? He partially walled the sides, but Nikov's mobility and his micro top tier sees the vill is weak. Does he notice the other vills are weak? There's another vill on the farm there. I feel like eventually Nicov is going to lose this army, but not before he snipes another villager. Oh! Misclicked it. And has to go back to his eco, and the cav archers die. So there you go. One of them dies anyways. Another army from Nicov moving to the front, though. Villagers coming to build the siege workshop. I think he's worried about the matchup. He's worried about the matchup, but also Nicov just can't help himself. He has to be aggressive. Look at that. Dark could see that. I'm not sure about farming here just yet, but I guess it makes sense if you have the skirms. Nicov loses a cav archer. Nicov lost another cav archer, and Dark hanging in. Maybe get his first relic. I can't see the siege workshop, but he will be able to see the siege from a long way away. Sick. It's so uncomfortable, though, guys. I know Byzantines have great bonuses, but it is never comfortable for a player at this level to have no offensive potential, to have no idea of what's out there. That's not what you want. But I think you have to... You're stuck here now, and you have to wait till the later stages of the game to do that. It's kind of nice that he can see so many relics. If you can snag 3 of the relics while playing this defensive, you're feeling pretty good about life. Yeah, Nicov does have 299 stone. I think he was mining stone and just pulled the vills off of it. I think you're definitely thinking about a castle and trebuchets to stop the Byzantines. You could do that, or you could go for... Japanese also have a pretty good late game. Maybe you could try and play into heavy cav archer and halb and champion, but I think if anything, Nikov's thinking about these stones and golds on the sides. You might want to... Wow, double siege push? Whoa. Nicov embracing his inner MBL here. Double siege workshop. And so Dark will find out about this when it's basically 3 mangonels. Well, Dark needs his own workshop in this situation. Or maybe a lot of camels. But Dark can't actually mine that stone if the push is coming from this side. Dark had just added the 4th TC. And there's Dark's siege workshop. And Nicov has his siege in the wrong area. These are $500 mangonels. This is a $500 game for 3rd place. Oh, that's so wasteful. And Dark's micro is great. He hasn't taken one out yet. He takes 1. He takes 2. That was so worth it for Dark. Wow. Man, Nikov's going to be kicking himself. Of course, they're looking elsewhere. He's doing something else. And he just had his siege separated from his cav archers. I guess it's good that he has 2 siege workshops so he can make more immediately. But that was a good moment there for Dark. And he was really confident micro, too. The skirms were in and out of those shots. Nicov does not know that there will be siege as well from Dark. Starting to drop outposts, but that outpost will show vision on a monk, bringing in relic number 2. And Dark will produce a lot more camels and skirms. Kills the forward vill from Nicov. That could play a role. Nicov notices after it's dead. And Nicov might start to feel like he's letting this slip away a little bit. But it's not due to any massive mistakes on his part. It's just amazing play from Dark to stay alive. Viewers here will remember that game he had on this map against Tato with Lithuanians against Malayans. It was one of the worst possible starts that you could have really had. Look at these shots. Those are crazy attack rounds. Hitting it and predicting. And Nicov has enough for a castle. I'm not seeing any villagers moving forward. I don't think this is going to be a forward castle from Nicov. Maybe he shifts to defense. Is Nikov's name Lieutenant Dan or Star Wars yet? Or Super Cat Thief? All my sub-gifters? Because he's sure got a lot of gold. Nicov, you need your buildings, my friend. Nicov! Click up! Click up to Imp! Go up to Imp! He's missing a building! He's missing a building! He thinks he's on the way! What's happening? Build the building, bro! Build the building! Nicov! Nicov! Go Imp! He doesn't know. He doesn't know he's on his way to Imp. He thinks he clicked it. Well, he probably did click it, but he needed the building, and there we go. It's fine. It's fine. Sorry for getting excited. Dramans could be really good in the middle of the map. Their Imp time, though, guys, is going to be identical. Nicov will aim to build a castle over on the right side. He might wish he has a defensive castle soon. This skirm camel army could be a problem for him. Again, for Dark, he stays consistent. He's really good at that. And now he's here getting offensive pressure for really the first time. And it's panic time for Nicov as he's gone for supplies. He's going to try and go champs, but the opponent can see it. That's the worst possible situation. We have a pause now I wonder if maybe there was some like a lag spike of some kind. But like it doesn't make a ton of sense if the opponent's heavy skirm to go Halb. So I think Dark will see that and know he's going to open champion. Oh, God. Hello. Cav archers, cav archers, cav archers, cav archers, cav archers. The skirms aren't at home. Dark has gone forward with skirms, and now he needs to use the power of going back to run home to deal with that. If Nicov can get into the eco, this could be devastating. And I don't think he fully trusts himself. Sorry, we're catching up from the pause. He knows the skirms went back, and he will aim to get over here. Also, I mean, the castle foundation's still just sitting there. No one is building that castle. Dark sees those cav archers. Obviously, could see them a mile away with the Byzantines. Quick house foundations, pulls away. And that is a 1 villager castle from Nicov. He initially was sending more vills. And he just noticed the foundation. And he says, nope, nope, nope. That's not good enough. 1 villager castle is not going to work. The skirms are going to chase me down. Still has control over on this side. Nikov's thinking vision and gold and stone control. Gold here, stone here. Gold here, stone here. Gold over here. But he doesn't have the relics. And there's Gambesons now from Nicov. And he's opening with champs. Well, what you want in Dark's position, I actually wouldn't hate Arbalest. Little late for that, though. It's probably going to be hand cannons. If you can eventually get to cataphracts, I think it could be sick. But that's tough to justify right at the start. I think Nicov is understanding how dire this matchup is for him, and I think he's concerned. And I wonder if we see some of the things you need to get right happen with the amount of concern that he's feeling. It feels like this just got, like, the nerves just amplified for both, and it's starting to really heat up here. Nicov had the lead most of the game. He might start to realize that he doesn't have it anymore, which could add to some of the problems here. Now, I like the castle positions for Nicov. Like, this castle protects the gold and the stone. It is a little close to the water. A Draman could potentially be an issue. I also like this castle, but you need to complete the castles, and he will complete the castles. But Dark's castles are like... Dark's castles are cataphract castles. Oh, baby! Are we actually going to see Elite Cataphract this season? I don't think we've seen it once. This game is a $500 game to confirm who gets third place. It will already be some of the best tournament results for these two they've ever had. And... oh, Doc, actually, that's a big deal. Taking this dock down before Dark thinks about making Navy is kind of nice. But cataphracts are amazing against long swords. Nicov needs to stop making long swords now. I think he's stuck. Like, what does he make? What can Japanese do? Heavy cav archer, right? Probably heavy cav archer, but then there's skirms. Also, the Jags are even against Nicov right now. Chat wants samurai? Oh, of course you want samurai. I mean, samurai, I guess, are... for an infantry unique unit, samurai are better against cataphracts than other infantry unique units. But samurai still dies to cataphracts massively. One of the worst late game matchups for the Japanese. Dark has got here, and look how relaxed he's playing with these castle spots. Elite Cat is on the way. Another castle over here. He knows that this is his game to lose now. We still haven't seen Logistica, so we haven't seen the trample damage yet. But Nikov's sitting here like, I don't know what to do. And Dark just dives. Dark doesn't care. And Nicov answers the question for us. Nicov resigns at 180 pop. He says, nope, can't win. That answers the question of what he could do. The answer is resign. I mean, I think maybe... I didn't even realize that Trebs were here. He was about to push this castle. But I don't think he takes the castle. I think the Trebs get sniped by Cataphracts. I think he loses all of his army here. Dark is 4 relics. And that was kind of a... Like, Dark plays on after losing 15 villagers in game number 4. Nicov resigns at 180 pop. I think Nicov was probably going to lose that one. So Dark gets 3rd place spot. Nikov's still an amazing tournament. And this actually works out, guys, because I didn't get to interview Dark in earlier sets. Because A, I forgot the schedule, and B, he said he was sick. He said he was sick after beating Tato, by the way. So that's something. So we actually have an opportunity. Obviously, we have the big final coming up. Final's going to be very soon, okay? But let's talk to Dark real quick, hear about his tournament, and then take a short break before the finals. Having already spoken to Nicov, I'm really glad we can find this time to speak to Dark. Assuming he's ready, and he should be ready. Dark! Hello, my friend. 3rd place Titans League Season 4. How are you feeling?
Hello, Mr. D90. I'm good. Thank you.
Awesome. So I don't know how much you heard me say a moment ago, but I was really excited to get to talk to you because this has been a crazy season. So beyond the 3rd place match, how do you feel about everything you accomplished in Titans League Season 4?
Yeah, I felt like I played very good, at probably my best shape, and I'm really happy to get this result, obviously.
Was there something that changed for you, Dark? Because you've been around a long time. Was there a difference in approach? Are you just more confident right now? Like, what would you credit this season's results to?
Well, everything just stepped up a bit. Like, I had more experience, and it finally kicked in. I had more confidence. I won recently a CIS championship, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
And also recently I have been playing more consistently because throughout this year I had a lot of, last year I had a lot of troubles with the military service sometimes, with the preparation for dancing competitions, with the session at university. Like everything just went at the wrong timings when I had to play S-tier tournaments, and now finally I had a time for practice.
Well, I wanted to ask you about this, about the dancing aspect, because I saw one day MBL watching a clip of you doing professional dancing. Like, are you doing competitions year round? Has this been your whole life? Like, that's a pretty crazy thing for esports to have someone be doing dancing competitions. I don't think a lot of people knew that.
Yeah, I'm mostly dancing. Like, I consider myself as a professional dancer, and I just play AoE maybe for fun, maybe for some experience as well. That's a good experience to
Yeah.
be winning at this game. Something like I also learn for dancing some things, you know, and yeah, that's my life. I play AoE and I'm dancing.
What type of dancing is it? I don't really know too much about dancing.
That's ballroom dancing. Like I used to dance 10 dances, but that was like 2 years ago when I became only Latin American dancing
Okay, got it.
dancer.
I think that was the clip I saw. But
Yeah.
again, I don't have as wide of life experience as you. So I don't know too much about dancing. That's cool. So well, you're spending more time on the game, and obviously you have this result. What do you think this is going to do for your confidence going forward with the other events coming up?
Well, obviously, I'm pretty happy that I have been destroying big names like Tato and Mr. Yo, so I'm feeling like I'm pretty close to being around top 3 even. Like, I only lose to Leary and Hera, which this tournament has shown. Maybe like other people are also competing, of course, but it gives a lot of confidence, and I'm pretty sure that on the next S-tier tournament I will be performing better than usually, and we'll be confident.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's normal interviews. I ask about the games, but honestly, I just wanted to hear more so about your career and how happy you were with your performance. And I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I would say if you stick to that confidence and you stick to your game plan, you showed that you could beat the best of the best this tournament. It wasn't like you went all in YOLO strats against Yo and Tato and everyone, right? You had to play Age of Empires from the first stage to the last. So congratulations, Dark. I don't know if you wanted to leave with anything for any fans that might be watching, but thank you so much for the time. It was good to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you a lot, T90, for their organizing this event. That was a pleasure to play here, and also I know I have a lot of fans from your channel, from CIS community, and I want to say thank you to all of them. And I'm glad that you are cheering for me, guys.
Awesome, dude. So I actually have a final question. Sorry, I suck. But how much preparation was there involved in like in training? Did you do training sets? Were there drafting practices? Because that was the big thing I noticed from the jump. You seemed really well prepared come week one.
Well, I couldn't say that I have practiced like a lot, like really a lot.
Yeah.
I obviously have done some trainings, and probably I don't know, but I feel like I have practiced less than some of the big names here.
Okay. Okay.
But I've practiced with ex Fox players, so
Yep.
Mihai and Sebastian.
Yep. Okay. Cool.
And
I was just curious on
yeah.
the
By the
level
way,
there.
I want to say thank you to them as well. Like Sebastian was doing some warm-ups with me like yesterday, even when he lost in the tournament.
Oh, that's
sadly.
sick. That's sick.
So, and also he taught me a lot of things, I would say,
Okay.
because his style is quite different than mine, and I see my mistakes, I see what he's doing good, and I'm learning a lot by that, and also he's learning a lot by playing with me, I guess. So that's a pretty good training with him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's incredible. It's not easy to still play serious games when you're already out of the tournament. That's not common. Usually when someone's out of the tournament, they just want to be done with it. So yeah, that's good to hear from Sebastian, dude. So I expect big things from you and big things from Sebastian in the future. Dark, thanks again for joining up, dude, and for the interview. And thanks for grinding this tournament and reminding everyone just how beastly you are. Thank you, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.